Descending into the shadows of Hong Kong's underworld, we find a crime so twisted it left an entire city horrified. The apartment where it happened is gone. The criminals are behind bars. But the legend of the Hello Kitty murder refuses to die. A case so disturbing, it lingers like a nightmare. It all started in 1999 in a grimy apartment in Hong Kong's Tsim Sha Tsui district. Fan Man Yi, a 23-year-old nightclub hostess, made a fatal mistake. She stole money from Chan Man Lok, a local triad member. His revenge would be beyond anything imaginable. Along with his two accomplices, Leung Xingqiu and Leung Wailuan, he abducted Fan and brought her to his apartment. What was meant to be punishment became something much worse. Fan was tortured relentlessly for over a month, beaten with metal rods, burned, starved, and forced to consume human waste. Her suffering was turned into entertainment. The men took pleasure in her pain, forcing her to laugh as they inflicted unimaginable cruelty. She was no longer seen as human, just an object for their amusement. Her body eventually gave into the torture and she died in captivity. The killers mutilated her body. They boiled her flesh, discarded parts of her corpse like garbage, and in a final, grotesque act, stuffed her skull inside a Hello Kitty mermaid doll. The rest of her remains were never fully recovered. The case only came to light when one of the killer's girlfriends, a 14-year-old girl, went to the police. She claimed to be haunted by Fan's ghost, tormented by nightmares of the woman's spirit seeking revenge. When authorities searched the apartment, they found the gruesome evidence. The remains, the bloodstains, the nightmarish doll. It was an unimaginable horror, one that shook even the most hardened police officers. During the trial, details of the torture emerged, painting a grim picture of Fan's final days. Neighbors had heard strange noises, but no one intervened. It was as if the entire world had turned its back on her suffering. The forensic evidence was so gruesome that even seasoned crime scene investigators struggled to describe it. It was not just murder, it was an atrocity. Despite the horrifying brutality, the killers were not charged with murder but manslaughter. The defense argued there was no way to determine if Fan had died from the beatings or other causes. The lack of a complete body complicated the case, allowing legal loopholes to work in the killer's favor. Each man received a life sentence with the possibility of parole after 20 years. But what about the girl who confessed? She had witnessed everything. Some believe she was a victim herself, trapped in a violent, criminal world she couldn't escape. Whatever the case, her confession was the key that led to justice, albeit an imperfect one. The Hello Kitty doll, the chilling symbol of the crime, became infamous. It was no longer an innocent toy but a reminder of human cruelty. The apartment was demolished, as if the city itself wanted to erase the horror that had taken place within those walls. But some things can't be erased. The case took on a life of its own, inspiring horror films, books, and urban legends. Rumors still circulate about the apartment before it was torn down. Security guards reported hearing whispers at night, the soft cries of a woman when no one was there. Some say that the spirit of Fan Man Yi never left, that her suffering was so intense it left an imprint on reality. People avoid talking about it, as if speaking her name might bring back the nightmares. And what about the killers now? 2 decades later, they remain behind bars. Chan Man Lok, the leader of the group, has shown no remorse. The other two, Leung Xingqiu and Leung Wailuan, have faded into the prison system, forgotten by the world outside. But the Hello Kitty murder is not forgotten. It resurfaces from time to time, a chilling reminder of how darkness can lurk in the most unexpected places. The world moves on, but the echoes of Fan Man Yi's suffering remain, trapped in the stories, the nightmares, and the memories of those who dare to remember.